Hey, it's me, Riker. Today we're going to look at the brand new hero, Scarlet, the Arcane Shadow. So when we click on her, we can see this is her visual appearance. And we can see that she is a Lightbearer, mage, who does a significant amount of burst damage. Now let's have a look at her abilities. So when we click on her ultimate ability, Dark Rage reads, Scarlet unleashes dark energy onto the battlefield, resulting up to 12 attacks, each attack striking a random target for a total of 190% damage. Now, if all of these 12 attacks strike the same target, this is a massive 2,280% damage on a single target enemy. Struck enemies are cursed with one layer of dark miasma, which lasts for 5 seconds and can be stacked up to 5 times. This skill has a 20% chance to strike allied targets, but will not curse them with dark miasma. Each attack strikes a random target for 230%. So this is an increase from 190%. So the increase is nearly 400% damage increase from the single power up. The level 3 reads, the skill has a 5% chance to strike allied targets. So this is a reduction from the 20%. Shaded Corruption, a passive ability. If an enemy target is cursed by 5 layers of dark miasma, they enter a state of shaded corruption, causing them to be unable to move or use their skills while corrupted. When an enemy is cursed by 1 layer of dark miasma, each layer shall cause their received healing to be reduced by 15%. So this is similar to Pharrell and Silas, who reduce enemies' healing for each spirit and if they are standing on the gas clouds. So 15%, that is a significant amount, especially when it is stacked to 5 times. That is a maximum of 75% reduced healing. And the level 3 reads, enemies in the state of shaded corruption lose 80 energy points every second. So this is totals a significant amount. So essentially, if the hero gets controlled by the shaded corruption, essentially they will lose 80 points of energy every single 5 seconds, totaling 400 energy. And the level 4 reads, duration of dark miasma is increased to 7 seconds. So this makes the effects more effective and more potent on the enemies. Now, the next ability, essentially the one that allows it to ult instantaneously, is Arcane Absorption. Scarlet leeches 10% max health from all targets. So this is both allies and enemies. And this also includes minions, totems, and anything summoned by any side on the battlefield. The leeched value cannot exceed 600% of her own attack rating. Each time Scarlet leeches health from a target, she also recovers 80 points of energy. So what this translates into, if you have, for example, heroes like Grazul and Baden, who summon a lot of minions and can survive for the entire duration of the fight, as soon as she uses this ability, she'll immediately ult, as she'll go from 0 to full energy in a split second. And through power-ups, this is increased to 120 points of energy. And the first Engravings reads, leeching health from an allied target dispels majority of debuffs they are affected by. And each time Scarlet dispels a debuff on an ally, she also recovers more energy. So this essentially is a buff to her and allows her to ult faster and deal more damage. Now the next ability is Dark Aura, which is a passive skill, which reads, each time any target on the battlefield has lower than 15% health, a dark aura is manifested underneath the most densely concentrated area of enemies, after which the target is teleported into the center of the dark aura and blown up. The target and all enemies within the dark aura are dealt damage equal to 820% of Scarlet's own attack rating. This effect can only be triggered once every 20 seconds. This is reduced to 15 seconds at the level 2. Level 3 increases this damage to 920. And the level 60 Engravings increases this, enemies struck by this skill have their energy recovery reduced by 70%. So this is significant for her, and this allows her to burst down, essentially nuke enemies. Also, the downside to this is that she deals damage to her own allies, so it is always a good idea to have multiple supports or healers that can provide healing and can save your allies. Now, let's have a look at her signature item. Her signature item reads, residual dark energy surrounds enemies who are struck by Scarlet's ultimate skill, which randomly explodes within a span of 8 seconds. Enemies within range of the explosion are dealt damage equal to 150% of Scarlet's attack rating. This is increased to 180% at 10 SI. At 20 signature item, enemies surrounded by dark energy are permanently blown up when struck by a Scarlet's ultimate skill. And this is the major part of her kit, is every time dark energy successfully explodes, an additional 4% max health. So this scales off the target's max health, not their defense. Max health is dealt to the target that are surrounded by residual dark energy. Additionally, damage dealt cannot exceed 280% of Scarlet's attack rating. This synergizes extremely well with her ultimate, and this even synergizes even better with her furniture. So her furniture reads, each time Scarlet uses her ultimate skill, this permanently increases its damage by 50% up until the following times it is used, up until it reaches 250%. So this can effectively stack 5 times. So this is her 2760% ultimate damage ability, and this can be scaled up an additional 2.5 times on top of what it is already doing. Ultimate skills an additional 8 attacks. So previously it read that her ultimate does 12 attacks, but this gains a further 8 attacks. So this is a total of 20. So from this we can calculate that if her ultimate, a single fire bolt, deals 230% damage, and we multiply this by 20, that's already 4,600 damage that is doing to a single target enemy. This can be multiplied by this ability over here, 3 furniture, which goes up all the way to 11,500% damage to a single target enemy using one ult. Now, if she's paired up with, as I mentioned before, any minion or totem based team, she can do these ults back to back without a pause. And this can allow her to essentially one-shot some of the bosses and do a significant amount of damage. So let's have a look at her trials and how she performs. So as we can see here, these are some of the teams that work really well. So she'll work mostly well in stall-based teams where she'll be able to gain energy. And additionally, if she's also paired up, as in my case, with Grizzle, as he can easily summon a significant amount of minions, and she can constantly keep leeching and healing her allies. As you can see, she instantly gains full energy faster than even some of the other heroes in this team over here, like heroes like Odin, Grizzle, Silas, or even Auna. And an easy victory was gained. So let's have a look at some of these enemies over here. So you want to place her in a lot of stall-based teams or teams that can allow her to ult immediately as soon as she enters the battlefield. So you would want someone like Rosaline. Rosaline would follow Scarlet. And then you would want maybe some stall. So a couple of Taylene, and then Golvo would stun. And then you have Leica, who gives a bit of haste and energy to her allies. So let's have a look and see if we can easily defeat these enemies. So as you can see here, she's gaining energy extremely quickly. Let's just move around a couple of allies. As you can see, she gains energy extremely easy, and she easily managed to one-shot the entire enemy team by herself. Now let's have a look at another formation. All right, so we can put these heroes over here. Now, as you can see, she immediately gains full energy, and she can easily ult back to back without a worry, even by herself, without heroes even like Rowan, Rosaline, Rain, Aziz, who give a lot of energy to the other heroes. I would highly recommend that if you're starting a new account or you're a late game account, that you would build this hero, as this hero might become meta in the bosses for Riz and Sorin, additionally Twisted Realm, Cursed Realm, and any boss related event, as she can deal a significant amount of damage if she is paired with the right allies and fighting the right enemies. If you liked the video, like, comment, and subscribe.